Hi, everyone. I hope you're all staying safe inside and staying healthy. So I thought I would share a little bit with you about how we kind of do letter of the week in the classroom, so that you can continue learning letter of the week and practicing those things at home if you wish. So this week, our letter would have been N. So typically, when I introduce a new letter, well, there's a variety of things we do in the classroom, but I have a big chart in the room where it has a big letter, and then a poem, and then different pictures of the letter, um, and then a place where children can practice writing the letter. So what we'll do is go over their letter. I'll go over the letter. I'll show them a picture of the letter, like this, and we'll practice saying what the letter is together. So I will say, this week we have a new letter. Our letter is, wait for a response, N. N. There's an uppercase N and a lowercase n. Which one do you think is uppercase? And then I'll pick a peer to come up and tell me which one's uppercase and lowercase, and then we'll talk about them. And then after I show them the letter, we practice forming the letter with our fingers. So we'll practice forming it in the air. And then I give them an opportunity to come up and practice it with their fingers so that they're touching it and it's more tactile. And then throughout the week, we practice writing it on paper. They might write it in sand, build it with Play-Doh. I give them lots of opportunities, and we use that multi-sensory approach for them to practice writing the letter of the week. After they after we talk about the letter, then we go over different things that might have the letter in it or that start with the letter. So I have different pictures on my chart that we go over as we're listing different things that might have the letter N or might start with the letter N. So I will show them pictures such as this and say, what is this a picture of? A necklace. Necklace starts with what letter? N. Is this an uppercase or lowercase n? What do you think? Lowercase. So then I'll show them another picture and kind of do the same thing, which these are all lowercase. But we'll go over what the picture is. Does it start with the letter N? Does it have a letter N inside? Can they think of other words that might start with N or that might have N in it? Sometimes I will go on the whiteboard or smartboard, and we'll write the word that they come up with. So if they say nut, then we'll write the word nut, and then I'll either underline the letter N or I'll write it in a different color so that they can see the distinction between N and the other letters. And then we'll go around the classroom and talk about our names, and do we have a letter N in our name? Is it uppercase? Is it lowercase? And then after we go over that, then we go over the sound that N makes. And I do this all in kind of one circle time at the beginning of the week. So the strategy that I use is I ask them what they think the sound is for N. Then they all volunteer and tell me, and then we go over it together. It's kind of a I do, we do, you do model. So after we do it together, then I give them an opportunity to practice it themselves. So we'll say, N says, I want you to say, look at my mouth. Look at where my tongue is and where my teeth and my lips are. And then we really go over the placement of our lips and our tongue and our teeth. And I walk around and I point to my mouth and show them how my mouth looks as we're saying the sound, because that really helps them when they're trying to produce those sounds, especially letters that make similar sounds. It's easy for them to kind of distinguish it. So I'll walk around and really point to my mouth and say, and then I have a little mirror that I will use, and I will go up to them and ask them to create the sound, and they can see how their mouths look in the mirror when they're trying to imitate that sound. And then throughout the week, I have all different sorts of games for us to practice the letter of the week. I have a hidden letter game, and I can share that with you via Dojo or through email. where there's multiple pictures and I hide the letter under one of the pictures, and they have to find it. And there's different things that I do with that. I play a hot potato game where they have to say a word that starts with B, or they have to make the sound. And then I have letter sound tubs. I have a letter sound tub for each letter of the alphabet. So this is N. And what I typically do is I hold up the uppercase and lowercase first, show them so they can, so it's confirmed that it's the letter N. So we go over that. And then I will do a guessing sort of game before I pull the items out. So I have them hidden in my lap, and I will say, oh goodness, this item that I have in here is something that's on your face, and you use it to sniff. What do you think it could be? What is on your face and helps you sniff things? Let's think. And then typically they'll figure it out and guess, and then I'll show them nose. Nose is what you use to sniff. Where is your nose? Can you show me your nose? And then they'll point to their nose, and then we say, nose starts with what letter? N. Listen to that sound at the beginning. So we're really practicing that phonemic awareness. And then I'll grab another item and I'll do kind of the same thing. I'm touching something that you write in. You write in this. Sometimes we write in it on Thursdays, and we draw pictures of our friends, and Miss Megan helps you write sentences and words in it. We have to use a pencil to write in it. It has paper, and if they guess it, then we go over, they might say journal or notebook, and then we go over what it is. And then I do that for each picture. So I gather a bunch of things. Well, these are already in here, but I'll hide this, or I might gather other things in the classroom and hide it in a baggie or in our mystery box, and then we hide it, and they have to figure out what it is using those categories and descriptive words. That's another skill that they're practicing as they're doing this activity. And then aside from all of that, then we have our Letter of the Week workbooks. And our Letter of the Week workbooks are from our Handwriting Without Tears curriculum. And unfortunately, we left them at school because we weren't sure how long we were going to be out, and they're quite heavy, so they would have been a lot to fit in an envelope. But I saw recently that you can access these resources online on the Learning Without Tears website, and I thought I would show that to you and share it in case that's something that you're interested in doing at home, because we do use some of these pages on there to practice the letter of the week and other skills, practicing writing letters, drawing shapes, drawing self-portraits, and that sort of thing. And I think if you have access to it and can print, the pages off and can look at the different resources, it might be helpful for you. So let me see if I can share this with you. Okay, so you will go to the learning, trying to think where it is. Okay, so this is the Learning Without Tears website. And when you get to the website, you will go down to pre-K interactive teaching tool, because we're in preschool. Or if you have a child that's not in preschool and is K through 5 and they're using this curriculum, by all means create an account and use those resources. But for the purpose of preschool, we're going to create an account over here. I created a teacher account, and that's what I have. And I'm going to, so you'll click on this page. I'm going to create a parent account in my husband's name. So he doesn't know that that's what I'm doing, but that's what I'm going to do. So I can show you how to operate it. So you're just going to fill out your information here. And then you'll select what you are, which is most likely a parent. And then you'll create an account. And then it takes you to, it gives you kind of a tutorial at first of what you can do with all the resources. And then the, oh gosh, what's it called? This menu, this drop-down menu over here provides the different types of resources that you have access to. And this is all free. This is free for the time that we are closed for school. So you have, I think, 80, 90 days. That's how long you have access to this, these tools, which is pretty cool. So this is the teacher's guide, which provides an introduction of what the curriculum is. So if you want to know more information about it and you're not quite sure how we use it at school or what we're specifically doing with it, that introduction piece will give you more information on that. And then this other volume has different types of multi-sensory lessons. So different ideas of different ways you can introduce those literacy and math concepts. And then we go over to the activity books. So my first school book is the book that everybody in our classroom has. It looks like this, and it's still loading. But it looks like this, and so this is what your child has in the classroom. So every page that's in this book is a page that they would have in their workbook at school. And you can just flip through it. If it'll let me. Oh, maybe this isn't the activity. Maybe this is. Maybe this is lessons. Oh, here it is. Huh. Must have gone to the wrong thing first. Okay, so these are the types of pages that we do in school. So if you wanted to focus on letter of the week, you could print off the page so you could print off letter N and practice letter N, because that would have been our letter for this week. And then I think next week was W, I think, or Z. So you could really, any of these pages you could use to practice letters. I mean, you don't have to follow letter of the week because children should be learning letters all the time. But you can print these resources and practice drawing shapes. And then in the back of the book, which I'm not going to flip all the way to the back, but in the back, they have numbers, so you can practice drawing numbers, and then they can practice drawing Matman, which is something that we used in the beginning of the year to practice drawing those basic shapes and to identify body parts. So that would be a fun activity. These are some other resources. My book, which is more of a journal, I think it's a blank journal, that you could use and print off and to draw pictures. And then there's different Matman books. So there's shapes, opposite, on the go, different types of concepts if that's something you wanted to look more into. And then they have other resources down here where there's different activity books for numbers, sounds, making uppercase and lowercase letters. There's a tag bag activity booklet. We like playing with the tag bags in the classroom. That's one of our games that we play. There's all different kinds of songs on here. If you look under here at this menu and you see music, we listen to the Get Set for School sing-along CD, so you can look up the songs that we play in the classroom, and I can give you the names of those songs so you know what specifically we listen to and that you can transfer over at home. And then it looks like they have different applications for wood pieces. So we use wood pieces in the classroom to build letters. They're called big line, big curve, little curve, and that's how we identify making that's how we identify the shapes of the letters. So letter N, for example, let me get my picture. Letter N, for example, is made with a big line, big line, big line. Lowercase n is made with a little line. And then if you flip it over to M, big line, big line, big line. And that's how we identify making the letter and letter formation and forming it. So yeah, so this is a resource that you can use, and it goes along with what we do in the classroom. We practice this weekly, and we do at least one of these activities every day, and they really enjoy it. This is a fun curriculum. So if you want to use this, by all means, create an account and use it. If you have any questions about it, or if you're having trouble accessing it or figuring out how to create an account and log online, or just any questions in general, just reach out to me and I'll do my best to help you. I'm still figuring out all of this tech stuff and how to access everything online from home. But I am here with any questions you have. I hope you have a great weekend and a wonderful spring break. Bye.